The way you've been sparring is completely wrong. You guys may be thinking right now, well, you just gotta put on some gloves, mouthpiece, maybe a headgear, and we just throw punches or kicks or whatever. It's easy. No, there's a lot more to it than that. Once I learned this, it completely changed my game and made me a completely different fighter, and really it elevated me so much. Like, once I started doing this, it changed my whole game. And I felt like I went from here to here in a matter of like a couple months, of doing this. The reason why I say that a lot of people are sparring wrong is because I've been to a bunch of gyms and I've only heard this once. And this was told to me after I had been training for a couple years. The number one mistake that I see when people spar is that they have absolutely zero game plan. They just going in there and punching and doing what they already know. And so what I mean by that is my game plan is, okay, I'm gonna work on throwing my jab and perfecting it. And I might do only rounds where I just throw my jab. And whether it's throwing my jab to the body or bringing it up top or faking down low and bringing it up top, it doesn't matter. I would only use my jab. And so what I mean is you should have a game plan on how to improve skills that you're either weak at or what you want to learn or what you want to master. A big thing that I really, really love to do is try to hunt for a liver shot.
In the day,
So for a month, I would try to be as creative as I could, but my whole goal, whether with whatever combination, with any left hook that I threw, I was gonna hunt for that liver. And so you may be thinking, well, if I always do that, then my opponent's gonna know and just block it every single time or just circle out the way. That's why hunting for one spot can be so difficult, but will make you master the skill. It's good if your opponent, right, or your sparring partner knows what you're going for, right? Because now you really have to trick them to make them open up that spot. And you're gonna see that as you keep trying these methods, whether it's hunting for a certain spot to hit on the body or up top or a certain punch to land, it's gonna get more difficult, but then you start finding new creative ways on how to open up those spots. Number two, this might ruffle a little bit of feathers. A lot of people might not agree with it, especially like some of the older school guys. You're probably doing too much hard sparring. Hard sparring can create a lot of bad habits, especially somebody who is just starting out. I'll have guys come in that are newer, and not right away, I won't throw them into the hard round, but if I do a hard round with them, it's gonna be me where I can control it, and I'm not gonna try to knock them out or anything. And mainly I want them to know what it feels like to throw a hard punch, right? But what happens is if you throw a lot of new people, or if you're a beginner, right, and they put you in there with a killer, you can start creating bad habits in the sense of you're flinching at punches or things that you shouldn't be flinching at. And then if you keep doing that and doing that for a long period of time, it's gonna turn into a habit where you're gonna react like that a lot of the time. And it's gonna be even harder to break out of that. So with newer guys, and if you're new, if you do spar, I recommend going with somebody that's experienced, that doesn't have a big ego, that's not looking to knock you out. Obviously, as a newer person, come in respectful. Don't be trying to go crazy. Control your punches. Ask questions, right? But keep it at a light spar. You don't want to create bad habits. So this is probably the most important thing in sparring. And this is, besides the first tip that I gave you, this last tip is what really, 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 really changed my game. For those of you guys who don't know, I've had multiple fights on Street Beefs, and I got tired of people saying that I couldn't do it in the pros. So I went to the pros, and I'm currently 1-0. I know it's not like a Floyd Mayweather record, but I do know what I'm talking about, all right? And this is one of the things that just changed my whole game. Hammers, mirrors, and nails. Hammers, mirrors, and nails. What does that even mean? Hammers. That's you going against somebody who is at a higher level than you. that is more than likely gonna beat you up. But you need that. You need your hammers, and you need people that can push you and really just put the work on you, all right? It makes you have to work. Your mirrors are gonna be people that are equal to your skill level. And these people, that's gonna be your most competitive rounds, where you're landing stuff, they're landing stuff, all right? And it's a great way to just, that's a great way to push yourself also, right? But you're gonna be able to land more shots. And probably the most important is your nails, all right? People that are green or aren't as good as you, right? And the reason why it's important to spar with them is because that's where you can really try out new stuff. So one move that it took me a while to learn is to be able to really slip, get the timing, and land that uppercut. That I practiced with a lot of guys that weren't as good as me, and a lot of them were just starting out, but it's really for me to be able to get that feel. And it's a good place, like, and I don't mean nails like in a disrespectful way either. It's just people that just haven't been doing it as long as you, right? But that's a great way to be able to work new things and new techniques that you probably won't be able to land yet on people that are your mirrors or people that are your hammers, right? But also don't kill your nails, right? You need them. You need your nails, all right? And eventually they're gonna become your mirrors and may become your hammers, all right? So you don't wanna leave a bad taste in their mouth when you're trying to practice new stuff. So still be respectful to your partner, guys. You know, with these guys that aren't at your level yet, it's a great way to work stuff. Don't try to kill them, right? But if you're trying to work on slipping, they're great. They're great because the technique isn't going to look as good, but it gives you more time to really judge it. And then you start to work that and try to do it against your mirrors. And then from your mirrors, you try to land that on your hammers. And if you're landing that on the hammers, then that becomes your new mirror. All right, it's a vicious cycle. But these are just some things that I see that a lot of people don't know about when it comes to sparring. Lastly, I am not sponsored by these guys at all. I'm not paid, but shout out to Hive Mind, link in the description. They're a good supplement company, and it's actually ran by one of my good friends. So make sure you guys go check them out. If you follow them on Instagram, tell them Lord Bestaban sent you. They got really good stuff. Also, you guys can follow me on IG, wherever, Lord Bestaban on every single platform. I hope this helped you improve your game. Comment below if there's anything that you see that people do wrong in sparring. Peace. Boom.